Hey guys, so sometimes when you're really, let's say, losing it in life in terms of making more content, in terms of sometimes you may be able to do just writing instead of doing video and branding photos, because guys, no matter what, sometimes you're going to feel pressurized too much to do videos and photos as well in one day. So what you can do is have nice relaxing time by just making sure you listen to music, read something and write some notes down and just write. That's what I do for a plan B method. No matter what, I have a picnic over here, I have a nice picnic over here, I sit and I watch the nice beautiful water's edge over here. I make sure no matter what, I'm always living life. I do occasionally do a motivational video here and there in terms of for 1 minute max. And guys, no matter what, that's the whole point. Guys, do something all the time, even when you feel too pressurized. Hey guys, they ask me, Danny, why are you so smart? Why are you such a smart ass for? And I say, well, to keep you people away from me, to be honest. Because guys, no matter what, in life, you need to be a smart ass. You need to be a person who is financially free. You need to be a person who's really much better than yesterday in all areas of life. That's why no matter what, never let people get to you. Never let sex get to you. Never let people having couples and babies and families get to you. You understand? Make sure no matter what, you're never thinking in life. Make sure you're always seeing what you see exactly, because seeing the truth is everything. You need to see the truth, because that way you will actually become better. Guys, realize no matter what, the world is always going to grow when you're growing. Make sure that you stand for growth today. Make sure no matter what, that you're always inspiring and that you're being compassionate, because guys, that's the only way to live. Hey guys, so just to explain here, no matter what, that when you're in a hostel, when you're in a hotel environment and you're sharing room with other people, you have to realize that, see that toothbrush there? You have to realize, never put it there in life. Do you understand? Do you see that toilet? Do you see that toilet? Now, other people will come in here, they'll grab the toothbrush, they'll shove up the ass, you understand? And then, guess what? They'll wash it a bit, and they'll put it back where you left it. You understand? And then guess what? You come in the morning and you start brushing your teeth, or someone's shoving the toothbrush up the ass. You understand? Realize that. Don't make sense? Keep the toothbrush with you. Look at me. See this? My toothbrush is inside my bag. It's inside my bag. Understand? It's inside my bag. I carry my toothbrush everywhere with me. Just never be that person who left that toothbrush there. Yeah, I see you guys. Are very muscular in life, and you have the six pack, and you have the abdominal rib cage, and all of that going. You understand? And you're working a 9 to 5. Moj biološki otac kaže, što ja bolji prema tebi, što ti gori prema meni. Ma nije tako, čoveče Božije, nego što ja bolji prema sebi, što si ti gori prema sebi. To tako mora da bude, razumeš? Ne možeš ti da radiš za mene i ja za tebe, nego ti radi za sebe i ja ću za sebe. Razumete? I mean, what is 350 hours and over 350 hours to 400 hours of video content in life? I mean, what is 25,000 quotes in life? I mean, anybody can do that. I mean, what is 2 years of journaling in life? I mean, what it is right now, so you understand that when you write 25,000 quotes and you teach something, you're smarter than yesterday. I promise you, when you teach on camera and in front of people over 350 hours, you're going to develop. I promise you, that's what's the key. I promise you, you've already received your money. I promise you, when you have 2 years of journaling and after 12 a.m. you're just writing for 5 hours about value, and you're just giving value, I promise you, you grow over time. And you combine them together, I promise you that it means the world. You also have to understand that is what you must do. I realize that when you look at 25,000 quotes and you don't even read quotes, and you don't read books, and you don't teach either, I realize that you got nothing in life. I realize that when you're a person who educates yourself and then goes and you're a person who goes and writes a quote about your life and about your story, and you do it in a journal, and you do it in video, and you do it on paper formats, and in audio and video, you understand that over time, and over the next 72 years, when you keep it up every single day, you're going to be better than yesterday. Most of you have that problem. You judge people for how they are. You have to understand that you never judge people, you learn from people. You never judge religion and sex and everything, you just go and learn about it. You go and fail and learn from it. You do trial and error. I realized that before, I was never teaching. I was never teaching before, and guess what? Now I am. And I realized it's the best decision I've ever made. Because guess what? Before I was never reading either. And guess what? I started to read. And guess what? When I started to read, I read for 5 years. And I wrote nothing down. I realized that I hit a brick wall. And I hit the ceiling, and Russell Brunson said that eventually you're going to come to a stage in your life, and it's going to say, you must contribute what you are reading now. And you must teach it. You have to understand, that's called personal development. Because when you see Jesus, I promise you, Jesus has all the information. And what did Jesus do? Well, Jesus just taught it in parables and stories. And was just giving the world the wisdom of God. And that's all you have to do. You have to understand that all the wisdom in the world is in Jesus Christ. I promise you, if you're a person who misses out on information today, you just go straight to Jesus. I promise you, you'll be fulfilled, and you'll understand that Jesus will say, you are eternal, and you will live forever. Although you understand that all the knowledge is in wisdom, in Jesus Christ, and you can see in the Bible. Although you understand that the more you practice communication, and write your quotes down, and practice writing, such as I, for 2 years of journaling, and over 25,000 quotes, I write an idea here and there, I learn about how to write, and how to speak on camera, and how to present myself more. I learn a lot about myself in the process, and how to be more of a leader, because I teach something, at least. I can say, guys, that when you're creating music, and you're going throughout life, you have to test life. You have to test life out. And you have to go and do all these ideas. And you have to gather them, and then you have to go and trial and error. You have to go do trial and error every single day of your life. And you have to understand that what you're doing today must never be what you're going to do in the next moment, in this moment. I promise you that the only moment in life is this moment. Although when you're creating music, for example, you understand that you have to do it differently every single time. And you have to do it differently from other people. And the whole point of life is to go different and do stuff and everything different. Because when you're doing something different, you're going to learn how to talk, you're going to learn how to be, you're going to learn how to do everything. And you should understand that when I started music production, I didn't know a lot, and I still don't know. Although, guess what? I trial and error. And how do I do that? I make sure that when I'm doing music production, I go into the software and I make sure to do it. And then what doesn't work, I never do again. And that's what the success point is in life. You'll understand Thomas Edison found 1,000 ways where the light bulb will never work. And that's why the 1,001st way, he found how to do it. I realized he found how to do it by staying away from the 1,000 ways that it wouldn't work. I realized that is the same as music production. You would go into music production, you have to go and test it out in order to make music. So if you love to create psytrance or trance music or any type of music, you have to dive into it first to understand it and what works and what doesn't. And then what doesn't work, you just never do it again. I promise you, it goes towards life as well. You go to anywhere in the world and you're around a certain crowd, and if it doesn't work, you go elsewhere and you find a new crowd. And then you find a new crowd. And if something in your life doesn't work, you find something new to do. I promise you that what are some ways that I did something new that didn't work before. I realized that I made sure to stay away from all the crowd. I stay away from them. And I go the road of just I. Wherever I can go, I just go there. I is where there's no other people. I go where the other people are not here with me. I stay away from them. I realize because being around them doesn't work for me. Do you understand? I realize I understand that, although many people don't understand. I realize that alcohol and drugs don't work for me. I see that. I tested it out. I tested a lot of stuff out. And now, throughout life, you're going to use the Thomas Edison theory. I mean, you're going to go test life out. You're going to go experience life. And you're going to experience music and whatever you're doing. And whatever you're passionate about, you're going to experience it. And then you're going to do never again what doesn't work. Because in order for me to make music and live life, I have to do what I've never done. And what's that? I have to stay away from what doesn't work. I already do that, although that throughout life you're going to find more trial and errors. And you stay away from the errors and you go towards the trials. You understand? Because the whole point of life is to trial and error. And trial and error. Because those people who have money will give money towards the ones who have experience. And the ones who have experience are always going to make the money when they have something they've done and they dove into it, rather than never even trying in the first place. You have to dive into it. And you have to understand that the big emphasis here is stay away from what doesn't work. I promise you, if you're doing a kick in your software in terms of music production and it doesn't work and it doesn't sound good, I mean, stop doing that aspect of life and go and find something else to do in terms of that music software and that kick, and try something else, and then try something different, and then just keep trying something different and trying something different. I promise you, if you are trying to quit smoking and you haven't quit yet after the 50th attempt, try again. I mean, try again in a different manner and learn something each and every single time about why did you relapse and who made you relapse and what place made you relapse. So if that made you I realize if those people and that place and that circumstance made you relapse, I mean, stop going there and stop doing that and stop going to them. Realize it doesn't work. Because if you're serious about quitting smoking and doing, in terms of life, an excellent job, you have to understand to stay away from anything that's going to manipulate you and take you down and drag you down. Realize that the whole point of me being here is so I can go to Uluru. I'm here in the Alice Springs Lodge Backpackers here, and I'm enjoying my life. I have over here, I have my food, and I have my drinks, and I have my technology, and I have my life. And now since I have my life, I do stuff I've never done. I realize that what doesn't work for me is everything I've done in the past that I accomplished in terms of I overcame it and I never do it again. And now it's over this time of day that I understand that I'm still better than yesterday, and I can remain so because I make sure to stay away from everything that doesn't work. I stay away from pleasure. I mean pleasure in terms of sex with other people. I stay away from it because it doesn't work for me. You have to understand that for other people, it doesn't work either. I promise you, they may be going around having sex with many people. I realize it's a waste of time. I realize that nobody else is going to help you, and realize that because they never help you, you never ask for them to help you. I mean, you never ask for them to help you. You just go help yourself. You go find on Google what you need and the information and ideas. And then you be the researcher in life and gather these ideas. I've just gone into my software to create sidetrans for the first time. And guess what? I never really created sidetrans in this kind of way before. And I said, how do I do all this stuff that they're doing? I realized that I was watching Armin Van Buuren and he said, you have to dive into it first. I mean, you have to dive into it first and then do some trial and error and test and see what works and what doesn't. Because you have to experience something. And when you experience it, you experience what makes sense only. I mean, stop doing what doesn't make sense in music, and that way you will become better. I mean, stop doing what makes you negative, and you will become positive. I mean, stop being around the people who drag you down, and you have more time for it. I realize that I'm now much more happier because I deserve a greater life. I deserve to be something much more. I deserve to do videos at any time. I understand though that I have music to do now. I have 3 schedules. I have a music schedule, I have a life coaching schedule, I have a writing schedule. I mean, I can pick any 3 schedules on my day. I realize that plan A is my life coaching schedule, and plan B, which is today, I realize is my music schedule, and plan C is my writing schedule. And now my plan A and plan B and plan C is all my plan A. Do you understand? Because everything relates with everything else. I understand when I say writing schedule, I understand writing schedule means I can go brand myself today, I can go read today, I can go do some reading in terms of music production and also self-education, and I can go travel the world, I can go get some clothes and eat food and drink and just write all day long and make some quotes and post on Instagram and market as well. Means writing schedule. Although music schedule means all of that with just music production. And life coaching schedule means life coaching with music production and the writing schedule. I realize although that in my life coaching schedule, I can just make it life coaching schedule and my writing schedule together. I can make it life coaching schedule and just music schedule. Although every single day I must have writing schedule in my life. I realize it's my plan A. So you have to understand that without writing my day and planning my day in writing, I will never be able to do what I do today. I'll never be able to speak like this. I'll never be able to look like this. I'll never be able to be my best version, because the whole point of being a best version is do what nobody else is doing and go when nobody else is going and never do what never works. I never do what never works. I make sure I never chase the woman out there. I see plenty of women around the hostels. I see them beautiful. I stay away from them. I never need to chase them. I mean, what do I need to go there? Why do I have to go there to speak to them? I mean, what do I have to do to go there to speak to them? And guess what? I don't even have to go there to speak to them. I don't have to, because I understand that those women have no business. I understand that hostile people around me have no business. I promise you, most of them have no business at all. And most of them are junkies and drug addicts. I stay away from them. I stay away from most people. I stick around with Jesus the most. I stay with Jesus the most. How are you? You coming in?
Do you do the private space?
I have to go anyway.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I come back in 5.
You can come here. I'm not sure of anything. I don't know anything. So I would just love to say, guys, that the fastest way to really scan anything in life is to really just pick up the experience of the video of what you're watching and also the audio. So if you're watching, for example, a TV show, I mean, if it's a 3-hour TV show, I mean, make sure you scan it. 3 hours. I mean, just go scan via YouTube. Scan this part and that part, and scan the 2 hours and what's happening around the 2 hour mark, and then around the 1 hour and 15 minutes, and then up to 3 hours, you scan it and see what's going on throughout the whole video in terms of the sequence. Because if you're just watching me from start to finish for 3 hours, I mean, you're going to pick up something, although you'll pick up more cues scanning through my video of 3 hours. I mean, go left and go right and go middle and go side and go here and go and scarf and see my potential in a better way. I mean, never criticize me, although make sure you go and scan all the audios and scan all the videos that you can today. And that's the fastest way to speed read. And when you're doing it via video and audio, I mean, do it ×1 theory. I mean, do it ×1 and make it normal speed, and then just go and scan quickly here and there. Because what happens is, when you scan, I may watch the whole 3 hour show already within 10 minutes, while you are still up to the 10th minute of the 3 hour show. Because you don't know what's happening after 3 hours. I mean, since the film is going for 3 hours and 10 minutes, I mean, you are just up to the 10th minute. I've already scoffed out the whole scene, and I'm already going into the next video, because the next video is in the moment, although I understand that I have to move on now because I already picked up the experience really quickly about what happened and how was it and the reactions and who won. You understand? Because I already feel the video and the 3 hours in that nice beautiful scanning I did really quickly. I scoffed out in terms of I learnt more about the audio and what they sang and what happened and how they looked and how they dressed and who had turns and how did the night go within 10 minutes, while you are still yet to see that. I mean, I'm really quick about it. I mean, when you're listening to music, for example, and you go into audio, I mean, you may have a 4-minute track. I mean, by the time you're on the 1 minute, I've already finished and I've already structured the track to see how it looks because I'm scanning it all the way through. I'm just going here and here. I'm going here and here. I'm just going really quickly to see what's at the 4 minutes and what's at 350 and what's at 254 and what's at 5 minutes. I'm really quick about scanning because you have to be. I realize that when I do anything to read in terms of my eyes, I move my eyes around as quickly as possible. I read the room, I scan the room. I scan the room really quickly. I understand what's going on. Because when you scan something, you scan something really quickly with your eyes, you're really going to understand the cue really quickly. You understand? And that's how you do it. I mean, when you're reading something, you're reading like this. You're going up and down with your eyes. And what you're really doing is you're going into the information and you're just really you're scanning all the information with your eyes. You're scanning what's said in the physical reading. Do you understand? Because what the title is about is your scanning method. So if you understand the title, I mean, you also understand what it's talking about. I mean, all you really do in life is make sure you're scanning everything. You scan the people around you really quickly. You suss out the area within 1 second and then you move on. You go to another area. You suss the area out, you move on. Because what you're picking up is the experience. You're picking up the experience of everything. I promise you, when you look, for example, in terms of Lewis Howes, and he has a TV show in terms of a podcast where he may invite other people in his interaction. And then you're just scanning within the interaction of his 3-hour podcast or something like that. And it may go back to the woman and then back to him. And then within that 3 hours, you're really scanning for the experience of how are they talking to each other? And what did they say and what are they talking about? And for example, when you have an audiobook, you're doing the same thing, although with a human person and where they're interacting, I mean, the best thing you can do is just scan it quickly. You're scanning it quickly to just see the words that they're saying, and you just keep on scanning. You just keep on scanning and keep on scanning until you feel you've experienced the video. I mean, it's that quick. I mean, it can be 20 minutes scanning. I mean, it can be 30 minutes. Although, you understand, sometimes it takes 10 minutes. I mean, sometimes it really never takes anything, although you're just investing some time. I mean, it's much better to watch a 3-hour video within 10 minutes because you've experienced already what they're talking about, rather than having to sit for 3 hours to watch it. I realize that when my mentors are posting any videos online into YouTube, I get up and I go straight away, even when it's a 3-hour video, because I scan it really quickly and then I read it. And I pick up 80% of the information, while those people who read it from start to finish and read 3 hours of information on that day, I mean, they pick up 10% of the information. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I picked up 70% more. I mean, how did I do that? I scoffed out the information in a better way. I mean, to scoff out anything is to be negative, although I say in a better way. I scoffed it out in a better way, which means I just made sure to go and see from start to finish within 10 minutes. I go everywhere inside the video to see how are they interacting and what are they talking about and how are the reactions in that video. And I'm looking for an experience. I'll go this way and that way, and this way and that way, and this way and that way. And I'll go into the middle, I'll go to the left, I'll go to the right, I'll go to this word. I'll go to this point over here because it looks interesting. I'll go over here, I'll go over here, I'll go over here. And even though I skip the information, I mean, they give me some information along the way. Although what we're looking for is the in-between the lines. I mean, from 1 minute to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 20 minutes to 3 hours to 4 hours. I mean, how did it go? I mean, are they upbeat? I mean, are they energetic within 3 hours of the video compared to how they started? Or are they down and is it boring after 3 hours? I mean, how is it? I mean, you can only do that by scanning it really quickly. You understand? So that's already an emotional cue. I mean, after 10 minutes to 3 hours, after 3 hours, you see the 10 minutes, you then go see the 3-hour session of where they came up to 3 hours of the video, and you see the energy levels and how they're really talking. I mean, are they more interested in each other, or or not. I realize or not. I realize if they're not interested in each other, I realize that something is showing me a red signal over here and it's not really going good. I mean, it's probably one of the people, or it's probably, I promise you it's probably maybe even both of the people. Although, I hope that it's both the people that are giving you the best information and that they're better than yesterday, because if you are watching people who are giving you red flags, you will also be a red flag. I need you to understand that in audio and video and writing and imagery, you can scan it. I realize I go on Instagram really quickly. I realize what I do is I look at the images and I just scan it really quickly with my eyes. I don't stop to look at a beautiful woman and then press on her. I mean, I don't do that. I don't go into a photo to just look at a woman and stay there. I just really I really scan quickly. I make sure that whatever I do is I make sure to scan what I do really quickly. So when I'm looking at the images, I'm looking at all these beautiful women and then a man with big muscles and then all of this. Although, what am I picking up when I scan through thousands of images within 1 minute? I pick up the emotional cues. I pick up the experience. I pick up what are they all doing and how are they doing it. And I pick up ideas through those images. So Instagram is a beautiful way where you can go into locations of the world and you can go to Nigeria and see how Nigerian top posts are. And you can see the beautiful people there, and then you can be more attractive because you're looking at more beautiful people. You can see the most recent calendar of your area and where you are, and you can just scan, you can just keep scanning of the whole day of where you were and how was it. I mean, you can go on YouTube thumbnails and you can put, for example, some heading, and then you'll find YouTube thumbnails and you can see what they're doing in terms of that. And you can just go quickly. You understand? Because that's what you need to do, because you can also go on Google and do the same thing. And what are you really doing? You're just looking at the images to see what are they wearing, how are they? I mean, are they bringing you? Are they bringing you a nice experience? I mean, do you emulate some of them, or are some of them unattractive, or what are they giving you in terms of the image, and what kind of experience are you getting from that? And that's all you're doing, because the more experience you have, you'll understand is the more content you look at. You have to understand, you only ever scan through videos and audios. You don't watch it from start to finish anymore. I used to watch videos and audios, and I used to listen to music from start to finish. I mean, I used to listen to DJ sets from 1 hour in terms of it starts to 1 hour, and it starts also to 2 hours. And I used to watch 8-hour sets of music. I mean, what I do now is for an 8-hour session of music, I can really do it within 10 minutes. I mean, it's really quickly. I scan for the ideas, and what am I scanning through in the music? I'm scanning to see what is he playing in the music, and why, and how is it going from one way to another, and how is the crowd that he's playing it with? I mean, how are they reciprocating that and understanding it? And also, how am I able to replicate this in a better way so that it's unique? And also, how am I able to pick up as much as I can in terms of this nice, beautiful segment over here and change it quickly, and also make sure to learn from it and pick up the cues of how to DJ along the way. Because what you do is you go from 7 hours, you start at 7 hours, and then you go backwards, and then you go forwards, and then you go this way and that way. And yes, you may hear a sound that's one way in 5 minutes of the set, and then in the 10th minute of the set, you hear a different sound. Although you pick up different sounds, and then you understand electronic music has all these sounds, and then you pick up an experience. And then as soon as you move this audio into 10th minute, and then into 9th minute, and then into 8th minute, you pick up a different word or a different sound, and you pick up some experiences about that. You understand where I'm coming from, even though you're scanning me. Because you're not meant to read a book from start to finish. You're not meant to read audio and video start to finish. All you're really doing is scanning it really quickly. I promise you, as soon as you scan something really quickly, you then will understand why you can watch 3-hour TV shows. And you can watch the Jesus story really quickly. And what happened? Every single day, you can pick up something around audio and video. You can go on Netflix, you can watch your favorite TV shows, And something that's not violence or competition with other people is much more worth it, because if you're watching competition with other people and violence, you're not going to learn anything. And especially if you're watching pornography and naked images, you're not going to learn anything from that. I promise you, because there's nothing to learn from that. So go somewhere where people are interacting. You understand? Because that way you're going to learn something. I mean, go where the music is. I mean, go where the crowd is, to scan the crowd only and never to be with the crowd. And you should understand that when you're with the crowd, you're just there to teach them. And then you go your own way. You don't stick with the crowd. You only go to the crowd to teach them something, like Jesus, and then you go your own way. You go there to teach. You don't go there to be with them. Do you understand? Because that is called speed reading. I mean, speed reading has everything to do with image, writing, video, and audio. I mean, scan it all, please. I mean, there's no need for you to watch a 7-hour seminar from Tony Robbins. For you, what you watch is what is he saying within that 7 hours. I mean, skip to the 3-hour points. I mean, skip to the 4-hour point. I mean, skip to the 5-hour point. I mean, how's the crowd? I mean, go and realize you can scoff it out in a way that you learn from it. Do you understand? You go and skip in segments really quickly. You skip segments and you skip segments and you skip segments. Actually, that's what you do every single day. You make sure you're always skipping your videos and your audios. So you only find yourself scanning throughout life. I never need you to stick to people. I need you to go and scan them and go your own way, because it's not about sticking to them. I mean, it's about having the experience and really go quickly. You have to understand the best way you can do anything in life is to scan all the audios out there and all the videos that you can, and also the images and the writing. I mean, when you're looking at a book, you only look for the interesting factor of the book. And what is it? I mean, it may have 500 table of contents. I mean, you may be interested in 2 topics only. I mean, be smart about it. I mean, then you skip the 2 topics that you're interested in, and you just read that. You don't even have to read the chapter that is the first chapter, and you don't even have to read the summary if you're not interested. Although I do suggest you read the chapter first, which is the first chapter and what the book is about, and then also the summary to sum up the book, because the summary is going to give you the experience, and also the start of the book is going to tell you what it's about, and that's going to give you some experience. So please do that. And also just skip to the parts of the book that are going to give you the best interest. I mean, if you're interested in only one topic from the 500 table of contents, I mean, just go into that one topic and read that really quickly. I mean, just scan the words. I mean, you see this word over here, you see this word over here, you see this word over here, you see this word. I mean, I see how he's connecting words this way. I mean, after 3 hours, I mean, if that person's going downhill with their communication, I mean, stay away from them, please. Because you're supposed to be positive with your communication all the time. I mean, from 1 hour into talking to the 50th hour into talking, you're still meant to be positive. You're not supposed to go from good to worse. You're supposed to be going from good to even better. I hope that this video teaches you guys that you're never supposed to finish anything. You're supposed to scan it. You're supposed to realize that you're always starting something, and that's it. You're starting a new chapter in your life. And the whole chapter of this video is to make sure that you understand that each and every single time you skip an audio or video in music or audio or video, you're going to learn something about the cues of the person, how they dressed and how they reacted and what they said and what you heard and how the experience is of that moment. And the more you skip, the more you skip segments of the audio and video or writing or image, you skip it, in terms of you're just scanning it, you just really look at it. You look at it with your eyes and you just experience it quickly, and then 1 second you're off to the 2nd hour of the video because you just skipped it from the 3rd hour. Because then you're going to go skip from the 2nd hour into the 2nd hour and 30 minutes because there's something there to see. And then you're going to pick up this experience really quickly. And what this does is it brings you into the moment. I need you to understand, it brings you into the moment really quickly. And because of that, you're going to understand how to do much better. I promise you, that's what scanning is. I mean, scanning is really your way to understand that the more you scan an audio and you scan it into a certain part of the video, you just understand that you just learn something really quickly. Because as soon as you skip one audio into another audio, you picked up an idea. 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 I mean, the more you skip and skip and skip and scan and move from 1 minute to 2 minutes and 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and you do it really quickly, within 1 second. Whereas within 1 second you do it. I mean, you're just pulling the toggle button and you're just skipping the video. I mean, you may skip the video 50 times within that 3 hours. You just picked up 50 ideas. I mean, those people that never skip the audio are really bored. I mean, they have to listen to everything they say. I mean, you don't have to listen to everything they say, because anybody can talk forever. I mean, what you're looking for is to understand the 3 hour video within 10 minutes, rather than watching it for 3 hours. I'll see you guys in the next video. I will say, guys, that we're living in a time that is 1990 in terms of 1990 in between 2040. So you have to understand that it's the year 2020 now, and it's a slow transition into a nice, beautiful stream of electronics and internet, and also a lot of entrepreneurship going on and social media, which is new and only 17 years young. And guess what? I realize many people around me do not find interesting the video content that I provide in terms of videos, because they're not doing it themselves. You have to understand that what I do is I life coach for long term, and I do it for the next 72 years and more, because in 72 years time I'll be 100 years of age, although I'm going to grow past that, and now I'm planning for it already. And to live over 100 years of age, you have to plan for it each and every single day. So what do? I make sure that what I do daily is going to help me move forward. So you just have to understand that in between this time is a very slow transition, and because of that, you'll understand that what's going on around us today is people are more inclined to watch the negative stuff. In terms of, I've seen this person in Serbia, and he chucks toilet paper all over the place, and he's bound to get 50,000 views because that teaches nothing about life. I mean, when I do a video though, I may get 10 views because I've got some wisdom to give you. I've got Jesus in my life. I've got no drama. I'm just teaching you. I'm not here to come kick a horse up the ass so that I can get 100,000 views for it. I need you to understand this time, because that's how people are today. In terms of other people, I never do that. I never go doing stupidity. I'm not like them who is negative. I'm not negative. I'm more in Jesus' name. I need you to understand that those people who cause drama today and post it online are just getting more views, and they're getting more negative replies, in terms of they're getting remarks in terms of funny, and you're funny, man, and you're funny because you did this. I promise you, they're just watching negativity. I promise you, although when I post some videos online in this age between 1990 and 2040, and I'll make another video about this too, I promise you, although there's just an update so that you guys who are watching me in whatever time it is understand this time and how people are in terms of other people. I promise you, they're more inclined to watch negative content that is thrown up online about anything in terms of pornography. I promise you, you post one pornography video online, I promise you it will have 1 million views, and that will teach you nothing about life. I promise you, you go and coach somebody in Jesus' name today, I promise you, you'll get less than 10 views today. I promise you, although you'll get even more than that. I promise you, although it's just how it seems. I promise you, it seems that more people, in terms of other people, are just more negative today. And I can see that. I can see that more of the world today is negative because they have no Jesus. I promise you that people are much more inclined to go find out about toilet paper being thrown in the toilets and somebody fucking a woman in the toilets than going with the Jesus. I promise you they'd rather go and watch other people fucking in a toilet and doing an orgy today than watch Jesus and learn about life. I would just understand that you understand what growth is, and that growth is go Jesus' way and stop the pornography and stop manipulating yourself with pleasure. So get away from the pleasure, because Jesus says, delay gratification. Because that's the best way to grow. I'll see you guys in the next video. I need you guys to understand that when you are prospering in Jesus' name today, I need you to understand that it's about skills and scheduling your time and making sure that what you're doing today is going to make a purpose. You need to make a purpose today. You have to be driven. And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to understand it's about responsibility. So when you're an individual who understands your rights to be better, you understand Jesus Christ. You understand that Jesus Christ needs you to do more than you do. You have to motivate yourself. You have to be something far greater than you are. You have to understand that what you are today must be better than yesterday. You must understand that in order for you to prosper, you need to understand more time management skills. So to be able to understand to teach people is one way that you can understand to be a great leader, and that's what helps you in the moment to be the greatest version of yourself. So make sure that what you're doing today is going to help you to move forward, and that's the best way to prosper in Jesus' name. I need you guys to understand that whatever's going on today is, you understand that, for example, with social media, I promise you that it's unrealistic about what's going on with people, because a singer, for example, Justin Bieber, can grab 148 million followers. I mean, a singer, that's what he does. Literally, you understand that he became somebody because of singing and not because of fashion modeling or anything. And he has 148 million followers, and he will have more. I will say that Tony Robbins, who is this massive life coach on the planet, who will teach you more about life and will save you more time and money and will help you succeed in leadership and anything that you ever need, only has 800,000 followers. In terms of his YouTube, the guy has around 12 million followers. Let's put it together. You have to understand that life is like that. A singer can have 148 million followers, and Tony Robbins, who is one of the most prestige life coaches on the planet, who can teach you about life and business and leadership and motivational speaking and anything that you ever need to stand up in front of a crowd and teach people, I promise you, you can understand now where the world is heading. I promise you now, it's not negative to follow singers, although please, please, please follow those who teach something much better. You understand? Singing alone is beautiful. Although, let's look at Tony Robbins. That guy deserves more than 12 million and more than Justin Bieber. You have to understand that either way, we are all equal. I'm not putting anything down on Justin Bieber, although you understand that it's just his singing that got him that. I promise you, it's just the singing and the vocals. And how is that helping you with your life? How many times a year do you listen to Justin Bieber? Maybe 10 times. Some fans may listen more. You have to understand, though, that he'll teach you nothing about life. You understand? Justin Bieber will never teach you anything about life and business and entrepreneurship and modeling. I promise you, he'll never teach you how to model either. I promise you, although, you have to understand that life coaching is all about teaching others and motivating people to succeed. You have to understand, you have to succeed today and be a singer and have all these followers. Although many people today will follow those who are more negative than the ones who are more positive. I'll see you guys in the next video. I will say, however, that not I, although other people will follow more negativity in life than they will anything to do with life and coaching. Because if you ever need a coach, you look at Tony Robbins, you look at me, and we're going to grow together. Because guess what? I'm also in it with Jesus. I need you to understand that more people turn away from Jesus today than in history. Do you understand that? Jesus had 12 followers. Today, Jesus has more followers, although more people are turning away from Jesus Christ. You have to understand that life is about freedom. And you have to understand that sometimes the numbers on Instagram doesn't match. I promise you, some people who are negative are gaining more following over the ones who are positive. I don't know how that works. I promise you, although, that those people who are negative, they may have one passion that's positive, and that's why they do gain it. Although, let's look at life now, because I understand singers are beautiful when they sing, although they're not going to coach you anything. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. I will say, guys, that peace and serenity has everything to do with reading. So the ones who are able to read today and also profoundly be free of life are the ones who are giving information, because giving information is a blessing. And those who understand disease will understand that they will never have disease when they're giving free information for free to help somebody in need of anything in terms of skills and also attributes that is going to help clean their system to become their best self. So realize that today you help somebody to succeed every single day, because that's your new job today. So make sure that what you're doing today in your 9-to-5 job is going to help that in terms of life, so that you can understand that it's really not about 9 to 5 anymore. I realize it's about 24/7 work, and something that you can do away from the 9 to 5 is much more gratitude in your name. You have to understand gratitude is helping people. So make sure that you're helping people today, and that way you can find more gratitude. I just came to say, guys, that whatever you're doing today, you have to make sure that what you're doing is greatness. You have to be greatness today, you understand? Because those people who are greatness are the ones who can overcome every single obstacle in the world. You need to be that type of person who understands every single bit of information or knowledge that you have and skills, and give it toward everybody so that you can succeed and so that you can move forward. I promise you, life is about information, and those people who have information have also everything. You have to understand that Jesus once said and always says that you must be your best version. You have to understand that is the foundation of life. So when you're in the name of God and Jesus, just realize that it's just your best version that counts. You have to realize that that is the only pitch that you have in life. So when you're selling something or doing something for free, you have to realize that you do it for freedom. You do it for something greater than you. And that way you will be your best version. I'll say, guys, that here's a quick tip on what you can do quickly when a homeless person or somebody comes up to you to ask you for change or some dollars or some cigarette or something, and they're asking you for something so that you can give them. You go and grab yourself a business card, and then you go and promote yourself online. And what you do is you go to Officeworks here in Australia, or you go to your local printing company, and you print out some business cards that are like an image in terms of a photo. And then put your photo on it and say your Instagram and your social media, and then go and give it to them when they ask for money or anything of that nature or food, and say, here's a business card, and once you go on my Instagram or YouTube, you will find over 400 hours of video content that is inspiring, and it's going to give you business techniques and skills to help you be more of an entrepreneur. And then you give it to them and you go, because that's the only way that you're going to help somebody, and not with little bits of money and change, but information. You guys have to understand that those people who are healthy right now are the ones who are really succeeding. So when you are healthy, you understand that you are healthy right now. So you're doing something that you're going to help you yourself in disciplined nature to understand that what you're doing today must be profound in communication skills and also leadership to help you bring forth a nice, beautiful trait in you that is great attitude. You have to understand that great attitude is the key bliss that you need to succeed today. I promise you, those people who have nice, beautiful attitudes are the ones who are going to profoundly impact the world in a positive way. So be that kind of person who understands that you need key attributes in life. So to get those key attributes, go and study people who have great attitudes. You'll understand that those people who have great attitudes are the ones who are the most inspirational today. So go and find them, and then just emulate what they do on a daily basis, and go and copy nobody, although just make sure that you're just better than yesterday in everything you do. Hey guys, so here's the thing about life. So when you're traveling throughout life, you have to understand that it's not about being angry anymore. You understand? So never be angry and never try to fix anything that you cannot fix. You have to understand that you can fix anything in life. Just realize that you never limit yourself to anything, because what anger is too much egotistical nature. So when you're removing egotistical nature from you, you're also removing the nightlife from you long term, because you have to understand that long term, it's not about nightlife and party anymore. You have to understand that when you reach your 40s and 30s and also your 50s and 60s and 70s, you're going to realize that it's not about night clubbing anymore. You have to realize it's more about compassion now. You have to realize it's more about helping other people to succeed. So the more younger you get over time, because that's the whole point of living healthier, is to live younger and younger throughout time. So when you're really living healthier throughout time, you're going to eat better and you're also going to study on how to do so. You see, guys, the point of being alive today is making sure that what you're doing today is going to help inspire people, because that way you will be somebody who prospers, and that way you will understand that living life today is the only recommendation. So make sure that you find a way today to overcome your demons, and also to make sure that what you're doing today is going to help you prosper. So whatever your mindset is about must be spiritual, and you must be understanding that from the heart you can do anything. So tune in with yourself every single day and look in the heart to prosper and also to have everything you ever need, because that way you'll find the insight. I promise you, every single day that you push your heart toward a better life, you're always going to find a better way. You have to understand it's always about now. I mean, what can you do now to make sure that you can improve? I realize that's the whole point of integrity. So make sure you have integrity today, because that's going to help you. You see, guys, the fundamental action you take today is going to be the one that you have in your heart. I mean, if you have a heart today, you're going to help somebody in need today to make sure that they are going to be successful, because that is what everything is about. Firstly, it's about let's overcome our demons so that we can all live in the heart today, because if you're not living in the heart, you're never going to be successful. I promise you, those people who live in the heart are the ones who are life coaches and the ones who are overcoming all types of problems and obstacles, and making sure that along the way they are teaching every step of the way, because that's what a leader does. I promise you, every single day you wake up, you call yourself a leader that's better than yesterday. I promise you, that way you will understand what true happiness is, such as I right now have true happiness because I can see it. I can see my happiness because I lead. And that's the way you're also going to lead, because that's the way you get happiness. You see, guys, if you're locked up in intensive care, I need you to understand that what's going to happen is you need to be able to look inside. You have to look inside, and you have to be careful about the medication you grab, because you have to understand the medication. You have to understand what's going on with your life, and you have to understand that in life you must succeed. You must succeed every single day to make sure that you're going to prosper and do something today that's going to make you feel abundant. I mean, what is that? I mean, it's really looking in the moment and looking for your heart. I need you to look for your heart. I need you to be with your heart all the time, so that you can always do something special, and so that you can understand to recognize a better way, which is read more and study more about everything that you understand, so that you can see it. I remember to understand that you never know nothing in this life. I know nothing because I see. I need you to see over knowing and understanding, because that's the way of life. You see, guys, when you're really inspiring somebody today, I mean, what you're doing every single day in life is making sure that you're correspondent inside responsibility. So make sure that your life is worth it. I realize that you make sure that your life is going upward every single day, so that you have performance in you to understand peak performance, which is curiosity in the moment, to understand that you're going to be more interesting and you're going to have a better life, and that you're going to have something worthwhile. And what is that? You realize that what it is this moment. You understand that this moment can overcome everything, and it can overcome your desires and everything that's very negative. You have to understand that you're not a negative being, you're something greater than this world. You have to understand that is the way of life. I mean, the way of life is making sure that we're always growing and that we can always prosper in Jesus' name. You guys have to understand that what happens in life today is sometimes people are going to get into you and they're going to take control of you. And it's actually happening to me right now. And what's happening right now is I came to the hospital here in Adelaide. And since I'm in Adelaide over here, I came to take care of my health, because I had a panic attack and I almost had a cardiac arrest and I almost died, because I was very cold and I had this temperature and I almost had this heart failure. I could feel it. And I came here to Adelaide, which is beautiful Adelaide. I am here at the hospital right now, although you understand that because I'm here, you understand that people here do not like me because I'm sexy and I have a beautiful Instagram and I'm better than yesterday and I'm a business entrepreneur with Jesus in my life, and they're taking control over me.
and it's really that they're putting themselves on me and they're locking me indoors for 24 hours. And it's real. I promise you, I'm in hospital right now. Although I'm completely healthy, and you have to understand that Jesus says I'll be with him very soon. You have to understand, although, that the whole point of life is that you understand that you never be afraid. You never be afraid that if they take control of you, the same they did to me twice, I mean twice. I mean twice. You have to understand that when they jump on you in the hospital, I mean twice. I mean, there's been other ways that they've taken control of me, although you have to understand that in the hospital, it's been twice for schizophrenia now. And this time, you have to understand that my wisdom is unbearable in a way that I'm unlimited by the unbearable nature of Jesus in my life, because you have to understand I love Jesus. You understand? You have to understand that every single time I mention Jesus, I love Jesus completely and utterly in the truth. And since I'm here, I realize that other people just do not like me. So why is that? Because I am an honest, truthful person in divine nature in Jesus Christ. And now, since they understand my history with schizophrenia and what's going on and how I am, I'm just doing something really, really to help myself to live a better life, because I am a life coach in Jesus' name. And I understand that when they get on top of you and when they start to really push you around and they're trying to manipulate you to cut your eye out, you have to understand that Jesus says, never cut your eye out. And that means that when they're trying to pull you down, you just lift them up. And that's it. I mean, you accept them for how they are, you accept yourself for how you are, and you grow with Jesus. I promise you, that's the best way. So here I am now in a hospital. So what is my plans? You have to understand that my plans is just go inward and be with Jesus and write all day long about what's going on, and also Netflix. I can Netflix for the next 24 hours. I can also do whatever because I'm in lockdown inside with Jesus. Although you have to understand that they are putting me in a lockdown in a hospital, so I can do anything in my life. You have to understand that I am never affected by them because I have Jesus in my life and I look inside. I don't care about what's happening outside. You have to understand they can never take what's inside, and they can never take away my soul, as Above and Beyond song says. You can never take my soul. You have to understand that when you're living life and people are trying to dominate you, you have to understand that sometimes even the army will dominate you, because that's what happened with I in life. And when they do that, you just focus on yourself and you love yourself more than them.
You see, guys, the only way that you can actually heal your heart today is to make sure that what you're doing is better communication skills every single day. Because if you're not communicating in a better way today, I promise you it means that your habits are no good. So what you have to do, I realize that what you have to do every day is life coach today and manage other people in a way that you're going to manage yourself to become the greatest version of yourself, because that is the only way that you're going to inspire yourself the most in Jesus' name today, and also to inspire other people, because that is the whole point of leadership today. You have to understand that when you're inspiring people, you also make sure that you're delaying gratification, and you also make sure that you're somebody disciplined every single day of your life, because that's what dreams are made of, inside. So when you are accomplishing your dreams, I mean, what you're doing is writing it down every single day, and that way you can become the best version of yourself. You guys have to understand that the essence of life is stop the drugs and poison in your life, because it's been over 6 years now since I've been sober, and guess what? I'm a life coach. I've got a business. I have a purpose. I'm successful. I have confidence. You can look at my Instagram. I have something amazing happening in my life, and you have to understand that those people who are doing poison and drugs are lacking in every single area of life. You have to understand it's really about life now, and it's about growing up, and it's not about growing up old anymore. And you should understand we're not adults anymore. I promise you that we're not kids anymore. I promise you we're still babies. And you have to understand that a baby can live over hundreds. You understand? Because those people who consider themselves adults, I promise you they're old. I'm a baby. I look better today than ever before. And you should understand that the deal today is be your best self. You guys have to understand that when you're persecuting you in a way that you're going to grow, you have to understand that it's the best helpful technique that you can use in your life.
You have to understand that those people who understand growth are the ones who can delay gratification and also make sure that they are confident and loyal toward everything in life for something greater. Because when you're doing it for something greater, you understand that it's not just about you. You have to understand it's for something greater than you. So what is greater than you today is overcoming every single obstacle that you have right now so that you can live in freedom. Because to live in freedom is to live in this moment. So that whatever challenge you have right now, I mean, whether it be semen retention or anything, you understand that it's really about growth right now so that you can learn how much quicker. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys have to understand that what's going on today is that many guys have a problem with premature ejaculation and also semen retention today. And you have to understand that in order for you to overcome it, you have to understand that you have to go inside. It's an inside deal and it's a spiritual deal. You understand? Because those who understand that greatness lies within are the ones who are overcoming all their obstacles. So when you're overcoming everything, you have to understand that it's really about disciplining yourself to get away from the pleasure and go into Jesus' way. Because that way you understand that you will overcome premature ejaculation because Jesus never masturbated. I mean, he never had sex. So that way you can overcome premature ejaculation when you go Jesus' way and never have sex. And also you understand that delayed gratification is the best way to do semen retention and also premature ejaculation in terms of premature ejaculation because it's for leaders and it's for people who love life. I just came to show you guys how you can read very fast via Netflix right here. I'll click on the Kim Kardashians. I'll go over here and I'll press on this film here. And now we're going to watch a film. And this is how I watch all my films. So you have to understand, I never read start to finish. You have to understand, I realize I do this. I go right here. I make sure that this nice beautiful thumbnail comes up. See the thumbnail? You now see this. You see how I get to read all the images of what's going on in the film. You have to understand that in the film, inside the images over here, you have to understand that each image paints 1,000 words. You can now see how I speed read 10 seasons of Friends or 4 seasons of Kim Kardashians really fast. And the audio, I never really care about the audio because what I care about is to see how the people are reacting inside of this beautiful scenery. So what I do is I do that and then I go into the next one and I just press, you can see already the red marks over here, which means that I already watched it. I already watched 4 seasons within a day. I realized that I watched 4 seasons of Kim Kardashians within 1 hour of doing this. And I just picked up the images of the whole seasons, of everything that happened. I can see by the image. You see this? You can see already that I don't have to see or read in terms of the audio and the words about what they're saying because they're not really self-educational and they're not going to teach anything because what they teach in the reality TV shows or any type of movies or TV shows is stupidity, and they don't teach you much self-education in business. You have to understand. Although what they do teach is how they react and how they act in the film and how they react to each other and how the people are and all of that. I pick up a nice beautiful EQ method here to go and read basically the body language of all the people, and because of that I get smarter. So for example, when I go to any movie or anything where I may hear a movie is coming out, I just wait for it to come out on Netflix because I never wait, although I make sure to just go do what's more effective because I never wait. You have to understand. I do something that's really productive. So what is that? I make sure that it comes out onto Netflix and then I just make sure I go into the Michael Jordan series over here. You have to understand that I don't know what's happening in the film here. I don't know what's going to happen, although I will check it out here. I see now he's playing basketball. I understand he's got the trophies. I understand what's going on. I don't need the background of the information about it. I can see the images and it teaches me everything about what's going on. understand? I mean, I see that he's backed up by other people. I realize that other people are talking about him too. I see that's Michael Jordan now. I see other people supporting Michael Jordan. I understand he has a career. I understand other people around him and all of that. I understand I don't have to read the audio to understand Michael Jordan. You have to understand. I can see how he lives life by just reading the images. I realize that when you go, for example, and you read another film, you can go World War, for example. You may be interested in what happened in World War One and Two. I mean, you got here on Netflix, you can just watch the images of the past. You don't need to read the information about it. You've already heard about what happened. I mean, when it's a war, I mean, you have to understand that it's the worst thing that can happen, and that's it. I mean, that's the full understanding of the World War One and Two, is that it's negative, and that's it. You don't need anything. You don't need any more information about that. I mean, what you need is just the images of what happened in the World War. This is, I mean, that's value. I mean, words cannot describe these images. You have to see the images first. You understand? Because words don't describe images. I can promise you that images describe words. I can say here that it's nice and beautiful in terms of the lifestyle, although no, it's not at all beautiful. You have to understand that this is a time where it's a Great Depression and you can see people are wearing these clothing and all of that. Although you can describe the image, I promise you, although the image can describe everything. You understand? So you already see how much images I can see within 1 hour just doing this. I'll give $10 a month to just do this. I realize I see Hitler right there. You understand? I mean, no words can describe how Hitler looks like. I realize that you have to go and read your books, and your books are also your films. You have to understand your films and TV shows. You see Prison Break. You see, this is all a book of images. I mean, I don't care about the audio in this. I don't care about the audio. I mean, what's this going to teach me over here? I mean, Homeland. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I mean, Real Housewives. I mean, what this is going to teach me here, I promise you, I already have to watch it. You have to understand that this is going to teach me about how women around men. I mean, this is going to show me the images of how the women react toward their women and also their men. And how are they bonding together and who's smiling and who's in the film. You see? Now, this teaches me bonding and this teaches me something about life. I mean, just this. I mean, I see how they live. I see what they eat. I see how they dress. I see how they're doing life. You understand? I don't care about the audio because in the audio, I promise you, it's all drama in Desperate Housewives. I don't care about drama. I care about the images. I see it's all positive though. You understand? I see it's all positive. I understand the Great War and the Great Depression and all that in terms of the World War II and One is just images of the time back then. I mean, that's value. You understand? I mean, you don't need the information about it. You can already see that Desperate Housewives is a negative show. I will promise you it's a negative show in audio. I promise you it's not going to teach you anything about business, and it's not going to teach you anything about life. I promise you the audio will not teach you anything. You have to understand. Although, I will promise you that the images of all of this will teach you something. You understand? So, you have a full dictionary of nice, beautiful films over here where you can go and watch action films. You can go and see The Castaway, for example. You can see Gladiator. You can see all these beautiful films I've never watched. Although, guess what? I just have to click on the Unbroken film over here and I can watch it. I can just play over here. I play it. I don't even have to download it. I don't even have to download it into my phone anymore because I just download the PDF in terms of the image. And I just watch the image because I don't care about the 2-hour film. You can see it's 2 hours long. I don't care about that. I watch it in 1 minute. I mean, what's it going to teach me? You have to understand, I just go to Jesus for all my information. I just hold on, I hold and press on the film right here. I press until the thumbnail comes up. You see, the thumbnail comes up. You just have to hold on to the nice cursor over here and then it's going to come up eventually. So just be aware of that. And then here we go. You see, you can see it starts off action. You can see people, you can see kids over here. You see they're running, you can see the time, you can see the structure, you can see the setting. You can see how they set it all up. You can see how they're acting toward each other. You see he's saying to help people. You
You can see how people are. You can see the acting. See? You can see it's a beautiful film. You understand? I mean, it's a beautiful film. I mean, it will get you going. I mean, it's action. You have to understand, it's going to keep you anticipated throughout the film. You can see it's interesting. You understand? I mean, you can understand the reactions. You can understand how people are bonding together in the film. I mean, that's what matters. I mean, words are not going to teach you that. You understand? I mean, words are not going to teach you how to do that. I mean, what teaches you that is the body language, and that's the body awareness. So what we're doing here is you're understanding now that I'm doing body awareness scanning. So I'm just scanning for body language of the actual film. I'm scanning for the background of the film, which is the body language. You have to understand the background is also the audio and the writing in the film. Although in Netflix, I need you to understand it's just about the visuals. I need you to understand that when I go and I read from my mentors who are actually audio based and video based and information based, I mean, they're all three. I mean, you need to have the writing, you need to have the audio, and you need to have how they do it in terms of the visual also. I promise you that's called business. I promise you this over here, I promise you this is level 1 business. I promise you this will teach you everything about level 1 in terms of the, I mean, it will teach you the quality of the images, of the screens, and how they do it, and how people react, and how people organize themselves. You understand? And you should understand that when I do this, I just go through all the seasons of Friends, I go through all the seasons of every show, and I just max it out as much as I can so I can get all this experience. Because when you understand that we just watched a film already, I mean, we watch this, I mean, every time you watch a film, you grab an experience. You see, you're experiencing something here. You see, you have a nice experience. I mean, you don't have to wait 2 hours to watch it. You see how long the film is? See, it's 2 hours long. I watch it in 1 minute. You see, by the time they watch 2 hours of it, I've already watched it. I don't care about the audio because I go to Jesus for the audio. You understand? I care about growth. I don't care about reading from some people who cannot grow me. You understand? I care about Jesus because you have to understand that all the information in the world that you ever have comes from Jesus. You have to understand that the film's audio does not matter. I don't care about the music in the film. You understand? I've got my own music to listen to already. You understand? I picked out my music that I listen to and I just go listen to that. I don't care about their music. I don't have to listen to their music. You see that? It's a beautiful film and it teaches you something about the film. I learned a massive amount through those images. You have to understand that is how I read today. So make sure you understand that, guys. Whatever you're doing today, you have to understand that whatever you're doing today is you sign up to Netflix or Amazon Prime today or YouTube. You can do the same thing on YouTube and just go browse images. You will learn so much about emotional quotients or emotional intelligence and just go nuts about it because it's the best self-education in the planet. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll just show you guys quickly with Netflix how you can really decipher speed reading with video. You understand that you must go into a video. You can go on Netflix, and what you do is you just hold on to get this nice beautiful thumbnail. So you have to just click right here. You see how the numbers are just going left and right over here. I make sure that I just hold on to it for a period of time and the thumbnail will pop up. I then make sure to go through the video first. And what I do first, you have to understand that there is 3 elements to communication. And it's body language, which is the thumbnail print. You understand? Because that's the body language of the film. And you can call it also body awareness. Or you can call it the background. You can call it the setting. You can call it the organization. You can also make sure that you understand that the other 2 are audio, which is also part of the film, and also the writing, which is the words in the film. So when I just put this up in terms of this, I'll just show you quickly that when I go through a video, I mainly just watch the video in terms of the body language. Although what you can do is structure your speed reading intent this way. I mean, you have to do it this way. You go through the video first. You go through it in silence. You just look at the images. You see how fast you're speed reading over here?
You're speed reading the images because each and every single image in the video is 1,000 words. I mean, you can already see how the film's going. You can see the structure, you can see the organization, you can see who the characters are, you can see what's going on. You can see the whole movie right now within 1 minute. I mean, it's a 1 hour 47 minute. I mean, 1 hour and 47 minutes in terms of video quality and duration of this beautiful movie. Although you understand that what's beautiful is that you're learning something. You now have to realize that I don't usually go through the audio of the movies because it doesn't teach much. So if you're interested in doing this, you understand that it can help you to understand that what's interesting about this is the audio frequency. So for example, when you click and you start to do what I do now, you realize to just listen to the vocalities of what's said. And don't even worry about the words, and don't even listen to the words said. Just listen to the nice, beautiful vocality tones that the person is giving you.
Nazis are downtown. Water. Yes.
See, that's just a small demonstration of how to go through audio in a film.
Yes, sir.
Chopper.
Yes. Speaking the
You can get my drift now. You can get the drift that in this video over here, you can say that they're not talking much. I can say that right now. Although that is why I do not go into movies to do this specific task, because they don't talk much. Although what the movie does provide you with when you do this is the elements of the film in terms of the audio. So you may pick up other sounds as well.
You good?
You can pick up the nice beautiful composition of the film as well. You can see what type of music they play. You can hear other sounds in the film, you understand? So it can help you with that, although I will never rely on it to help teach you any type of vocalities that I'm giving you here. So throughout this film, I've been really teaching you a vocality tone inside my voice. And for that, you can go online and listen to business entrepreneurs and people who are public speaking, who have a nice, beautiful positivity vocal tone, and just go listen to them and do this. I promise you that's even better than actually going into the movies to do a specific task, because for the movies, in terms of this, I just watch the video in terms of the thumbnail, because that's more important for me than the actual words in the film, because the words in the film doesn't relate to self-education and doesn't teach Jesus, and the audio quality in the film can teach you something about the music of the film and their personas around the movie, although it doesn't really teach you much about how to have a better attitude. You have to understand that you'll be clicking 10 times to hear 2 voices in the film, as you just seen. Although if you go inside a public speaking program, such as my beautiful videos online, you'll find many aspects of my life where I just talk for 1 hour, and then you just scan my audio really quickly. Although those are the 3 nice, beautiful ways that you can actually go and summarize a video. So in this video, you can understand that with video, you can listen to the actual words, although because now, since we have gone through the nice, beautiful thumbnail print, and we've also gone through the audio of the film, you have to understand that what we just did is, first, we went through the audio in terms of the video. I mean, we went through
Back here.
the video of the thumbnail. I mean, that's part 1. And now, when you're getting back to the audio, you have to understand that we just finished the body language of the film. I mean, we don't have to we don't have to watch the body language of the film anymore. You understand? Because, we've already seen it. So what do we do now? I mean, now we have to go decipher the audio, because we have already done the thumbnail print and the video body image. or the body language of the video. So since we've already read that, we go decipher the audio now, because that's the other 38% of the video. And you then just do that for a bit, and you pick up the tonality and the nice beautiful attitude of the film or the person speaking. And then what you do is you forget the audio in terms of the vocal qualities of the person and the body language, and then you just listen for the words in that third part, because there's 3 sections to speed reading. You first look at the body language, because that's the most important, which is 55% of the communication right here. You can just do this. You understand? And that's why I just go video to video and video to video and video to TV show and whatever video it is. I just speed read it quickly. I just do this. I already picked up 55% of the nice beautiful communication in the video. I don't care about the rest of it, because guess what? I already have mentors and millionaires that I go to for this, where I can get the words and audio quality. You have to understand that in Netflix, I just focus on nice beautiful images. Although that when you're deciphering a video in terms of professional speakers and all of that, you'll find out that you also need the audio and you need the words too. And the words are going to encourage you, and they're going to teach you something about economics or life or business, and it's actual words. And what you do is you first finish the body language of the video, which is the first section. You understand? And then the second section is listen just to the audio frequencies in terms of the audio quality, and also listen to what's said in terms of the vocal tonalities. So when I speak over here, I mean, don't listen to my words. I mean, listen to my vocals. And that's what I mean for the second part of the video. You just go through it and you listen to the nice, beautiful vocalities of the video. I mean, it could be the movie. I mean, it could be sounds or something like that. That has nothing to do with the words, because we have already watched the body language of the video. So once you decipher those two, you then get into the writing or the words of the film. And that's the third part. You finish the body language of the film first, and then you start the audio vocalities, and then you start the nice, beautiful words of the film. For you to understand that most people would watch this start to finish.
What's your best recollection?
I mean, they would just go and read the whole film, and they would waste 1 hour and 46 minutes of their life watching one film. I mean, by the time they watch this film, I've already watched 50 films, because I only go through this. I mean, it's the same quality of the video, because I get the image. I get the images of the video. I speed read it quickly. I although understand that if I need to decipher the audio, I will make sure I look at the thumbnail print of the video first, and then I look at the audio and I read the people's vocalities and the tonalities of the film and the sounds. I then realize that once I can understand it, and I understand that I can understand that I'll learn nothing else from it, I go and read what the words will say. And then I also do this. I make sure to understand that anything I cannot learn, I can always learn something more about what I'm learning. I can always learn more about what it is. I realize I can always learn more about what it is I'm learning. I realize that once I get to the words, I say, I'll show you an example over here. You see this guy saying something. You see he's saying, let's go. I mean, he's saying, let's go over here, so I relate it to some other topic. I mean, he's motivating people to get out of there.
Which reads like drill.
I just have to listen to those few words, and he's saying something about him giving a story about life.
I think you think too much, you're going to give him a headache.
You see, he's saying he's saying you think too much, you have to understand that you have to calm down.
Who's coordinating the air assets?
I can already tell you right now that these words right here will not teach me anything about life. I mean, that's it. I don't have to read any more of the words of the film. I mean, do you understand? I can already tell that the film is based on the film, and it's not based on teaching you about life. I mean, it's not going to teach you business. I mean, it's not going to teach you life.
I mean, it's not going to teach you how to public speak and plan. I mean, it's going to teach you nothing. I mean, the audio, when you listen to the, when you listen to the audio, you have to understand that, it's just audio. You can understand that audio taught me something, although you have to understand that it's not much that it taught me. You have to understand that it's something for nothing, although you have to understand that I can go and grab audio from a nice, beautiful, professional businessman or woman and divine being, because I'm more into Jesus than anybody else, so I'm not putting the man first before the woman or anything like that. I'll put God first. And you have to understand that the most important aspect of this right now is that you understand the three aspects, which is the body language, and then the audio, and then the writing or the words in the film. You decipher the body language first. You then decipher the vocalities of the video. You then decipher the audio in terms of the words of the video. You have to understand, you listen to a few words here and there. You label it to something else. You just see what they're talking about. If you understand it, you move on. And that's it. If you don't understand it, you keep reading on. It's that simple. You don't keep reading on the same thing over and over. You have to understand that if you're into health and they say this and this and this, and you understand it, you move on. After 5-6 words or sentences that they say, you have to understand the video or not. If you don't understand it, you keep reading on. And you keep it going until you understand it. You see how many times I read those words? I read one sentence. It's more than enough for me to understand that this video is not going to teach me anything about life. What it does teach me is a bit of sound quality of the video and what's the music and also the nice beautiful thumbnail print. And that's, the thumbnail print is even more than the audio in the film. You understand? So just realize that most films and TV shows will only teach you the thumbnail print the most. I'll see you guys in the next video.